So, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Saili, and I'm for National Resource Center for EHR Standards, established by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India. I will be basically help you how to implement EHR standards, which is notified by Ministry. So, I'll be talking on these points where I will talk introduction on what EHR is, its needs and benefits, EHR standards at a glance, then NRCS, which will be your friend in standardization. You can come to us at any point to understand how a standard is implemented in your application on the basis of your need and requirements. Then to go about this, like implementing standards, we have developed some tools for you which will help you in implementing standards, which will help you understand those, which will avoid understanding those standard in detail, because standards are complex. You need to have a domain knowledge to understand that, a deep domain knowledge. So we have developed some tools which will help you in this journey to start with making your application standard compliant. And next I will talk about evaluation and certification of whatever application you have built. So what is electronic health record standard? Electronic health record. It is basically, every healthcare encounter of a person in his lifetime, a collection of every healthcare encounter, whether it is the person goes to the laboratory, to physician, for surgery, to any hospital. So basically, electronic health record is a longitudinal collection of every encounter of a health of a person. So what electronic health record? It is a computer processable information relevant to wellness, health, healthcare of an individual. It's stored in a one or more repository. It can be distributed architecture also. Integrated physically or virtually, communicated securely. It can be accessible to multiple authorized users. Then represented using common logical information model. Then primary purpose is to support a lifelong, effective, high quality and safe integrated healthcare. So there are different terminologies, like EHR is there, PHR is there, EMR is there. So right, EHR is something, it is a complete collection of a healthcare record. EMR is something which is dedicated to a hospital or a healthcare provider. And PHR is something which is individual record keeping. It's a personal health record. So this picture shows you the how these terminologies are related to each other and how this makes a different sense when in different contexts. So why do we need a EHR record, electronic health record standard? See, you can have data as much as you can, unless and until there is standard, common way of interaction or common way of understanding, you won't be able to get interoperability. You can have huge data, but it doesn't make any sense just collecting a data. Collecting a data in a standardized format makes sense. It can lead you to different analytics and different the healthcare policies. It will make you help in the forming those policies. So for a health record of an individual to be clinically meaningful, it needs to form from the concept from the birth or to the very least. So a record of every clinical encounter can collectively provide a summary of a various healthcare events in the life of a person. And EHR is collection of various medical records that get generated during any clinical encounter or events. So these are which you already know. I will be just skipping through these slides. Different purposes where EHRs, implementing EHR standards will be beneficial to all of us. So without standards, just having a huge data is not a good idea. You need to have those data in a standardized format. So having standard in place will make you, will give you benefits at every level of a society. Like at society level, you will have a real statistics. You can make better policies for people. At doctor level, you will have more evidence-based, treatment to the patient. And at personal level, you will have your data with you at every point of time, and it will be referred by any doctor. The same data will be referred by any doctor. So introduction of EHR standards for India. As Ministry of Health and Family Welfare Government of India notified EHR standards in 2013 first. Later it is revised in December 2016. So these standards were only supported by professional bodies, regulatory bodies, stakeholders, but various technical and social commentators also. So highlights of EHR standard. EHR standards for India provides a structured overview of a key EHR standard with respect to Indian healthcare system. Detailed recommendation on various aspects of EHR standardization perspective. Short guideline regarding implementation specific to the term item in context included. This standard document will also include how to start implementation of these standards, and as a NRCS we will provide tools to implement those standards. See, these are the documents. To make that document in an object-oriented format, it will require not only understanding of standards but the context knowledge of that system. So our tool will directly help you, which will provide you object-oriented APIs, which will make your application you can adhere any EHR standard. So typically EHR, what all contains will be there in EHR, typically EHR record. So these are the different information will be there in EHR. It will be identification of a patient, problem, his history, diagnosis, care plan, advice and opinions, consent, diagnostic images. So and this data is covers a complete, it covers very huge amount of data and different kinds of data. So we cannot, put a single standard to get that information. So as per the type of data, we have different standard dedicated to that type of data. Like for diagnosis, which can be explained in words, Snowman-City terminology is there. For a kind of data where radiology images are there, DICOM is the standard. So depending on the type of data which will be exchanged or which will be captured, different standards comes into the picture. So while talking about the interoperability can be understood by semantic understanding of data and syntactic understanding of data. So semantic understanding comes where every term is understood by every individual with the same meaning, right? And where syntactic understanding comes, where actual syntax is taken care. This format in which data will be transferred, and semantic comes where the actual content, actual data. So with this help of two concepts, interoperability can be achieved. See, while talking about the interoperability, implementers are free to have their own backend. You can store your data at any kind of backend. Like you can store it in database, XML or text file. That is not a problem. But while transferring, in order to have right communication, you can have your own database, but while transferring, it should be in a proper format. It should be in a proper, the valid standard. Similarly, this syntactic interoperability, where where data is transferred, HL7, CCD are the standards comes into picture, and DICOM also. And the semantic, where the data contains are concerned, The primary terminology like SNOMED city, LOINC can be taken as a consideration. So here you can see this is an example of OBX. Who knows HL7 standard very well. This is one of the segment of HL7. So HL7 message looks like something like that. So this is the structure that will be transferred from a text file will be transferred from one entity, application entity, to another entity. The data, the structure represents the syntactic interoperability, but the content, like what exactly it is, whether it is a diagnostic or what exactly, the content of the data comes in the semantic interoperability. So on these two aspects, the standards are defined, and standards will be implemented in your application as per the need of your application. So let's have a look at the standards. So there are different technical aspects or technical requirement of EHR, right? So there are privacy and security, content exchange. While designing all healthcare application or any application, you need to have concrete on which or an architecture which will be very firm. So to support this, architectural and functional requirement standards are notified in the document which is notified. So these are the standards for architectural requirements. 18308 is the standards. Whenever you will architect your application, please go through these standards. And the functional model, what functionality of an EHR application should be. So there is 10781 is the standard. Then there is a concept of support continuity of care standards, how continuity of care will be provided. So that standard is there, which these standards take care of the complete architectural and the functional requirement of an EHR application. The next set of standards comes where standards for common identity and common understanding of data comes. As I said, these complete EHR standards, designed or listed on the concept where you first get data in a standardized format, then transfer that data in a standardized format, and the normal pretty common security aspect which should be there in any application. So getting data in a standardized format, there are this terminology and coding standards. Then for identification and demographics information of patient, there are these standards. MDDS is pretty well covered by Access Health team. Then there are different health informatics identification of subject care standard is there. And if it is always better to get more than one identifiers of a patient, because Aadhaar is not if someone don't want to share an Aadhaar number, we cannot force that person. So it is always great, the system should be able to generate its local identifier, which will then be again in conjunction with any government identification should be mapped, and multiple identifiers for that system should be taken care. So it's not like कि सिर्फ local identifier generate किया है, just the local identifier may be known to this system, but that system will not identify that person correctly. Then there are some structural composition standards. See, these are the standards. As per the need of your application and the requirement and scope of your application, you need to pick those standards and then build application over it. Then there is standards for interoperability. Like I said, to exchange the data in a standardized format, we have HL7 V282, which is a notified standard in 2016 notification. Then for for radiology images, DICOM is there, digital imaging and communication in medicine. And to transfer a summary of a patient in a scenario where patient is discharged, transmitted, and discharge and transfer, CCD is the standard. So CCD gives the snapshot time summary of a patient, which can be digitally transferred. It is basically an XML format, so which can be transferred electronically and can be viewed in a browser and also hard copy to the patient can also be given. So some safeguards are there, like as in principle, the data captured in the first instance. These are the points that has to be taken care. Apart from this, there are multiple aspects, listed in the or described in that notification, where security and privacy, data ownership, and these things are already mentioned in that document. So I request you all to please once go through that document, so you will have better clarity of when it comes to actually implementing different aspects like security aspects of data or for application. So security and privacy, standards are also there. Your data should be encrypted. Then, access control standard should be there. Like XSCML is there. So you can have your standards in place depending on the access control, trial, audit trial logs, data integrity and data encryption standard. Minimum 256-bit key should be there. These are the points listed in that document. So how, being an NRCS, how we will help you to, in this journey of standardization, we are there with you, which will help you understanding, not only understanding that standard, but also provide a tool, a SDK, software development kits, which will give you, open source APIs, which can be implemented in your application and make your application standard compliant. So, to accelerate and promote adoption of EHR standards, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India has established this center, Excellence Center, named National Resource Center for EHR Standards in February 2017. Also functions as a National Release Center for SNOMED City. Actually, India is a member country of SNOMED International. So, to distribute SNOMED City in the country, free of cost, India Ministry has become a member of the SNOMED International. So you just need to request affiliate license to us, and SNOMED City, that complete terminology will be given to you free of cost. So India has already paid a licensing fee and is now freely distributing SNOMED City in the country. So your application targeting to the India market will not require any other licensing. You will have to have just a affiliate licensing. So NRCS is a single point of contact which will assist you developing, implementing, and adopting EHR standards. It provides knowledge base for EHR standards and associated resources, and facilitates acceptance of an adherence to EHR standards. So at NRC we have different activities wherein we have education and training. We will give you a training based on the requirement of a standard. If you want to know about that standard, you can request us, drop a mail to us, and training will be scheduled, which will be online training, or we can come to your place if there are more candidates, more than hundreds candidates. So we will come to your place. Either a web training will be taken. Then we have implementation support activity, where we support implementers throughout their journey of implementation on call, over email, or a web call also. Then we have advisory and consultation team, where we give advice and how to go about that standard. We take a demo of a application if you have already been, and we recommend these are the standards which you can consider for your application. Then to start with, we have developed tools and technologies which are the free and open source technology. You can download it for free. All our SDKs and tools of standards are free of cost. It is Apache License V 2.0, so you can implement it free of cost. It is a FOSS applications. So we have our website NRCS, which will give you all the kind of information and that tools to download every link. This is the one point where you can get every kind of information under different tabs. I will be going through this website. So NRCS, your partner in standardization, will help you right through adoption to the implementation and development of a application to the end user training also. So we will be helping in you that. You just need to request or tell us about your requirements, and we will give a training on that basis. So tools that we have developed is for SNOMED City, we have CSNOW TK, SNOMED City Toolkit, which has different components. It has CSNOW TK lib library, which are the Java APIs. Then we have CSNOW serve, which are the REST APIs built on top of CSNOW lib. Then we have controller, which is a jQuery based controller which you can directly embed in your application. Then we have CSNOW Finder, which is nothing but a browser which will take through the contents of the SNOMED City terminology. So how many? I just wanted to know how many of you are aware of SNOMED City, or okay, so like SNOMED City, SNOMED International browser is there. So we have same CSNOW Finder browser, which will take you through the India extensions and complete India specific data also. So you can import that extension in CSNOW TK Toolkit, and through browser CSNOW Finder you can have a glance of every concept and have study and research on that SNOMED City part. Then also we have SDK for DICOM, HL7 and CCD. This SDK will help you to incorporate these standards. So depending on your need of your application, you can choose those SDK. These are Java based SDK and free and open source. So where you can get it, I will tell you. Then when it comes to national releases, recently we have released Drug Course for India, which is on the basic, which is a SNOMED City national extension. If you have SNOMED, if your application is already using SNOMED City, so this extension can directly be imported, and you can have this Drug Course for India in SNOMED City modeling. You can readily have it. Then we also, apart from this, we already have released 30 SNOMED website targeting to the different speciality of requirement. So considering, while implementing considering your application for evaluation and certification, the steps for implementing EHS standards, that if you follow these steps, it will be more easily, it can be more easily evaluated and certified. So first you need to understand the scope of your application, right? Then identify the clinical information, what kind of clinical information you are, capturing, whether it is only diagnosis, whether it is only, that. So you can choose that particular area. Then identify applicable standards, as I said before. Then refer to the standard specification. See, while implementing, though we are a developer, we need to understand the domain as well. So our toolkit will help you to implement without, without implementing detailed logic to handle that data in a standardized format. Our tool will help you, but understanding standard is important in order to understand the concept and basics of that standard. So you need to refer the standard specification also, then acquire knowledge, then identify stages of the standard adoption from applicable set. Every standard tells about how these standards can be implemented. So you need to go through that standard specification also. So then these are the steps that you need to identify and follow. Then while prioritizing the EHS standard adoption, this is our suggestions, you can target this standard first, primary, you can target these many number of standards in order to get data in a standardized format first. Then you can target the secondary set of secondary standards where you can transfer that data, and tertiary standards if it is completed in first and second level. So this is how we suggest you can prioritize your standards adoption. Then while evaluation and certification, as Access Health team already said, NRCS will help you implementing those standards definitely in every point of time, at every point of time. That it is the STQC who is going to certify your application, because this is the body identified by government who will certify all the developed application. Then EHR standard implementation manuals are there. You can follow that manual, so you can go through that manuals. Also for each notified standards in EHR standards for India, there are implementation guides, as I said. There are standard compliance checklist and evaluation test code documents which will be given by STQC soon. So that you can have a check within your team that whether this standard is correctly implemented or not. And software toolkits will be provided for the evaluation. So this is the what we can say, the orders or the notification already sent by the government to different hospitals and organizations that these are the standards that we need to implement. So if you are targeting this area, or you are targeting these kind of people, so your application have to be compliant to the EHR standards. So this is the already departmental order sent to every hospital, government hospital and different organizations that is covered. So thank you. So I will be taking you through the NRCS website, and for any further queries or any doubt or any request that you need to put in terms of workshop and seminars and different things, you can mail us at nrchelp@cdac.in. That we have.
So the
NRC-help at cdac.in.
Could you ask some questions?
Sorry?
Were you saying something else?
Yeah, I was just taking all of you through the website, what information you will get where. So, shall I continue? Yeah. So under services section, we have different services that we provide. If you go to the training and education part, so here you can ask or request us to the different kind of trainings where what agenda will be, what that training will be covered, will be covered. Sorry, the document is there. What information will be covered in that training, whether it is half-day training or full-day training. So as per that requirement, what will be covered. This is a tentative agenda that we have uploaded as per your requirement. Also, we can change this. So training, if more than 100 candidates are there, we will come to your place. Then training at NRCS can also be happen, and training at your place. Different kind of training just to make you easy and which will help you to know more about the standards. Then tools and technologies that we have developed. So to download these tools, you just need to, these tools, all tools are will be available you to the CDAC website under download section. Those tools are, since open source code will also be there, executables will also be there, and more information about that tool will also be there. So you can go through the website itself and you can have a look at all the tools. So this will take you to the right page where you can download that tool, and the tool will have README and all the assistance or the guidance required to start with that tool. So you can go through the README and you can every अगर database setup करना है तो how to start, scripts will be there, everything will be there, and proper steps. You just need to follow that step. Prerequisites are there, information about that tool, then prerequisites, and complete structure package of that package is there. So information about that package is there. So once you download that tool, you will get all the information in that tool right from READMEs. So you can have hands-on on that. So there are different under standards. So the thing is where you can get these standards, right? So we have this page where you can get individual standard. Actually, a link where you can get that standard and summary of every standard. Like this is a summary of that EHR standards for India document.
Some of them are outdated.
Sorry?
Some of the documentation there are new.
Where?
I have seen last time, I don't know, today I can check.
Okay.
Last time I checked.
You please just let us know so that if there is revised one available, we will put that. So if you can.
Talking about 2013, the EHR standard, what is available in 2019, but it is some of the places.
2019, what standard you are talking about? No, see, where you can get under resources. As
I'm saying some pages has some old.
you can, you please just let us know so that we will make corrections if required. Right? So under events, we list the upcoming event where people can join us if they want. There is a workshop on 9 February also. It's in Hyderabad. So under resources section, all the documents and implementation guides that we have provided are there. So while implementing standards, if you want to go through its implementation guide, so it will be here. So you can have a look at it also. Then tools, again the tools that we have developed, information regarding that, additional links, notices by government or any other authoring body, it is there. So this is the website that we have developed to help you out in this journey. So you can go through it and have information regarding EHR standards. So I'll stop here, and or shall I continue with? Okay. Yeah, sure. Recently, we have released drug codes for India and some in the format of on the basis of SNOMED City, and we're talking about brief about SNOMED City and national extension. The purpose of basically why do we need a clinical terminology to support clinical care, to identify problem very correctly and retrieve the information for analytics purpose and different purpose. We need to have a solid clinical terminology where we can put data and get data in a standardized format, which will help you basically interoperate. So when should we use a terminology? For entering the data, for retrieving the data, and for communication purpose. So do we require one terminology or more terminology covering a scope of EHR? So what all terminologies we need in a EHR? What kind of terminology? There is diagnosis, history, treatment, then there is procedures, body structure. There are different things that has to be given from the terminology side. So we have one thing which is a SNOMED CT terminology, which will have all this information coded for you. So SNOMED CT stands for SNOMED clinical term. SNOMED is an acronym actually. It is owned and maintained by SNOMED International. It is comprehensive multilingual clinical healthcare terminology in the world. SNOMED CT resulted from the merger of SNOMED reference terminology developed by CAP and CTV3 NHS. So it is a vast vocabulary which covers more than 4.5 lakh of concepts and 1.3 million descriptions. The descriptions are nothing but the text, the terminology, and the synonyms, other terms for that concepts, and more than 2.5 million relationships, which will relationships nothing but the linkage between the two terminologies can be said. The SNOMED CT aims at transmitting all concepts that have been expressed throughout history in the healthcare domain unambiguously. It provides clinical content and expressivity for clinical documentation and reporting, used to code, retrieve, and analyze clinical data. The terminology is comprised of concepts, terms, and relationship with the objective of precisely representing clinical information across the scope of healthcare. So, in SNOMED CT, there are different hierarchies. There are total 19 hierarchies in which data is classified. The data is categorized in these 19 hierarchy. So, when we consider a logical model of a SNOMED CT, there is a component. Like this component can be a concept, it can be a description, it can be a relationship. All the common information shared by description, concept, and relationships are there in component. So concept is a thing which will have a unique SNOMED CT identifier. Each component has a unique identity. The concept is related to description, which are nothing but the its synonyms or its FSN, fully specified name. I will take you through the browser in order to understand what exactly it is. So every concept has number of description. One of them will be a fully specified name, which will tell you about which will also tell you about which hierarchy it belongs to. Then other description are synonyms. These description can be preferred and acceptable. So, as explained in this slide, the concept has identifiers, SNOMED CT identifier, which is a unique identifier. Then each concept has number of descriptions. One will be FSN. One FSN is marked as preferred in each language. So language support is also there. You can have UK and US based SNOMED CT descriptions. Then other will be synonyms, which can also be preferred and acceptable. Now each concept will have some relationships. Now every concept will have at least one is a relationship, which will be a parent to that concept. And other attribute relationships, which will be telling you about more information related to that concept. Like there is a fracture of whether it is a left side fracture, right side fracture, that will be defined using attribute relationships. So this is the logical model how information is arranged in the SNOMED CT domain. So whenever you will ask for a Snowmed city codes or database, they will give you a text file, tab separated text file having this information. So there is no database as such. These are the tab separated text files. So you need to get that information into your database or the way you want it to process that data actually. So our toolkit will help you to get that data in the database, and will give you APIs which will work on that database, which will have facilities like search, and we are also having a map between ICD-10 and Snowmed City. That tool is also there. So if you want to enroll for courses for Snowmed City, these are the courses provided by Snowmed International, in which these two courses are free. You can anyway at any time enroll for that courses. So Snowmed City, based on this concept model, India has coded all the drugs in the Snowmed City format and released an extension for drug codes, which is released on November 22nd, 2019. In order for drugs to be identified uniquely, stored and referred and exchanged between different clinical reporting, stock, supply chain, dispensation systems, it is important to have common drug codes for those systems. So NRCS is providing these common drug codes for India to use across the healthcare record, supply and pharmacy system. These drug codes are...
So when we say basically drug codes, right, are they sort basis or are they on generic names?
Both. We have generic brand supply. What all is covered in that drug, drug codes, I will be covering that too. So.
Okay.
Like, see, this is what we covered actually. So we have suppliers. So we have these many of suppliers, products, clinical drug. This drug extension actually covers 3 national programs: Amrit, NLM and Pradhan.
Sorry, I've actually looked at them and I'm having some problems with them because these drug codes, I don't know if this is the right time to ask for doing something like that, but a lot of the descriptions, like a lot of the structured data is in the description field. So it's all text. So it's like, paracetamol 50 milligrams. Right? All 3 of those words are potentially structured. Right? Milligrams should be structured, 50 should be structured, and paracetamol should
It is considered as a generic drug. A generic drug, the composition, the generic drug is explained with the substance, the complete composition, the substance, then its quantity and unit. That forms a generic drug. So when you are looking for a generic drug, it will have that, things in it, like the substance, its unit and the majors.
No, I'm asking a slightly different question. I'm saying that, like, for example, if I wanted to, the strength of the drug, let's say 50 milligrams or 100 milligrams, is not specified as a separate field.
No, because strength is something, a number. You cannot code every number, right? The strength with substance, with unit forms something which can be identified uniquely and which makes sense ultimately, right? Just, 1 milligram. Milligram will be there because it is a unit. But 1 will not be there.
So milligram is not, as far as I can tell, is not a different field in your flat files.
No, because that is already there in Snowmed City, International Edition. So this is something...
So there's a relation made between that thing and milligram in instruments?
Yes. So how it goes, it's like...
So basically it's goes with your drug and strength to the Snowmed identifier which is connected.
But I guess what I'm not
I
understanding.
know where you're coming from. When you're using it, basically it becomes difficult to segregate it out between the strength and the dosage of.
Why is the strength not a
Identity
structured
What
separate?
they are doing is they codify the generics. They don't
Yeah.
codify brands. Okay.
Like we have coded brands also, but this is an extension. What all is not there in Snowman City, we are providing for, national purpose. Means units are already there in Snowman City. The code is already there.
Right.
What a national extension for India for drugs meant to be, to have a drug to be identified uniquely by Snowman City, we need to have the compositions also. So compositions are identified, given a Snowman City ID. Now these compositions, when you look at the drug, see, it will open like this, like the information. So it will have somewhere, it will show you that the unit, the attribute relationship will be unit and its value. So it is interrelated, linked with the Snowman International.
For units, but not for strength.
Because strength is a number, right? So 1 milligram. It doesn't make any sense to give a code to 1
Really?
because it is already a
Maybe
1.
it is basic for that question is if somebody wants to select a person is prescribed 100 milligrams of paracetamol.
Hello. Yeah, if a patient is prescribed 100 milligram of paracetamol, so whether it will have a different code compared to a patient who is prescribed, let's say, 400 milligram of
Yes,
paracetamol.
definitely, because it is ultimately another drug, right? Compositions.
Drug is same, but
The strength of
The
the drug.
drug
strength
is-
different, it will be another
so
drug.
it will be different code.
Yes.
No, sorry. I mean, I'm a doctor. I don't know if this makes any sense, but if you give amoxicillin, like 3 times a day, for a total of 2,000 milligrams, versus amoxicillin like twice a day for a total of 1,000 milligrams, you're still giving the same amoxicillin, right? So medically, amoxicillin 2,000 milligrams and amoxicillin 1,000 milligrams are very close, are the same thing.
They're the same thing, just the strength, the amount
Right.
of drug that we get is different.
Right. So, in order for us to say that, for example, let me make a sum of all the milligrams of amoxicillin, and this is often very important, that a patient will receive over the course of a hospitalization. What I would do is I would take a strength field and I would sum over that field. In the way that it's done in the SNOMED CT drug extension, it is all just a piece of text.
It's because we have, in that sense, we have targeted generic drug which will have.
No, this has nothing to do with generic or brand name.
Okay, if you have that input to us, you can mail us in order to make corrections, because whatever this is released is a developer preview.
Yes.
We are recommending not to use for production purpose, because it is that this is the first time that we have developed, and we are open for any corrections to be made, and if required any points to be covered.
Right.
So you can give us input. On basis of that, we will see whether it is applicable or not, and we will give you an explanation, or we will make that
Okay.
changes.
Just one other nitpicky point. In the substance ID field, for combination drugs, you are saying that there's an ID X plus ID Y plus ID Z, whereas all the other ones are just like an ID. So now you have a problem. How do you classify that combination drug?
So actually, Combi-Max you are talking about, or the multiple composition.
Multiple compositions.
So we have taken care of that also. Sorry, I'm not able to get the exact question. How
So
to
let's say
identify
Combiflam, for example, has paracetamol and ibuprofen, right? So those two have 2 different substance IDs. They have 2 different
yes.
substances. Right? So there's a substance ID field in the flat files that you have released, but in the case of Combiflam, I don't know if this applies to
The
Copiflam,
comic
but
packs
it is,
where-
it is like, you know, the substance ID of ibuprofen plus
Mhm.
the substance ID of
Another substance, the substance
Right.
B.
So the funny thing is that, you know, in one case it's a type number, and then and the other case, because there's a plus in there, it becomes type text, and you can't do anything with it.
Okay,
So-
while processing that data, you are saying.
No, I'm saying that if you want to specify multiple substances as part of one drug,
Mhm.
would it not be better to specify it as part of a data type
Actually, this extension that we have made is
that allows for multiple substances?
is multiple substances and
Right.
from the editorial guide provided by Snowbird City International itself. So if they are, saying in editorial, they are asking that why plus sign is there because while processing that string, they are not able to.
So I just wanted to add that Snowbird, so
Combination drugs is a very unique thing to India. It doesn't exist in most of the countries. That is why SNOMED will have no role to play there.
Very true.
They can't do it.
They just can't do it. Globally, it doesn't
You
exist.
have to map it somehow internally.
It's a horrible problem.
So we'll have to do it the way MIMS, SIMS, and all these guys have done.
Exactly.
So do we have a drug contradiction also?
Drug contradiction, this is the extra information associated with that drug. So we have drug information service bundle. It is another tool we can say which are the RESTful APIs which will give associated information with any drug, like its contradictions and other things. If you have integrated that package, so this will give you the another part of information which is not covered in this, which is a contradiction also. So
That plays a very key role.
Like drug to drug interactions and drug to, for example, allergy interactions.
no, we have covered allergy. Is drug to drug is not there, but allergies for the individual drug is there.
There's still a long way to go. Right?
Yes.
So,
Yes,
so
definitely.
SNOMED doesn't have that drug-to-drug contradictions because during an ICU, right, a patient with a very heavy cardiovascular with a neuro problem will never be able to take any sodiums. So if a doctor recommends something like a sodium tablet, then it has to be basically a red flag to make sure that the patient is not given a sodium tablets.
It provides terminology basically. Snowbird International provides your terminology. Now, depending how to use that terminology, like we need to have our system implement that particular functionality, considering contradiction of that particular drug, because every individual have different allergies for that drug. So we need to build our system, that type of system which will identify. It's basically AI kind of thing maybe. So as I can see, you already aware of other the purpose and scope of this extension. So in this drug extension, we are covering these 3 national programs: NLEM, Jan Aushadhi Yojana, and Amrit. So whatever drugs listed in these programs are coded. So, sir, if you have really a particular thing, now please do mail us, because that because it. Yeah, sure. Because any one of you have observed something is going wrong, we will correct them and we will take action against.
I think what he needs is like a structured data which can be acted upon, right, to make decisions or create analytics. Because currently the data we have is more of a textual data, not a semantic or structured data based on which we can make decisions.
Right. I mean, to give you an example, we are doing NLP on the flash files that you're giving us.
Okay.
And because that seems to be a waste of our time.
Okay.
Because we are trying to extract value from the description field, and sometimes it's specified one way, sometimes it's specified the other way. I presume that you have all of this in some structured form.
See, all of it means.
So is this going to be the canonical form of drugs in India?
In India, covering these 3
all drugs in India.
Not all drugs. Not all drugs. That's what I'm saying. These are the national programs. The drugs listed in these 3 national programs are only coded until now.
Wait, can I ask why?
Because to start with, different or government policies and different government programs, based on these yojana and these programs. So we need to first to start with, you need to start somewhere. You need to reduce the scope.
Goal is to be everything.
Exactly. See,
The goal is to be
Snow-
Alex Long of India.
when there is thing called a national extension, codes that are not available in Snowbird City will be provided in national extension. Snowbird City already have medicinal product coded
Any reason why you chose Snowbird City?
because it provides huge terminology base.
Actually, it is not really implemented. We have not really seen this.
You just use our toolkit and it will really help you a lot.
I already used it. I'm already using it. There's no problem with the idea of it. But even in the UK or in the US, there are I can't even see a very major implementations of Snowbird City that are really available.
So-
what is the reason? What is the motivation behind going with
Snowbird City?
for drugs?
Yeah. See,
Why couldn't we see that, or why couldn't the government of India come up with a new sort
See,
of-
if we already have such a content available in introducing another terminology or another coding system will take you to again those steps.
But
Aga-
every country, see, so US has its own sort of drug regulation. UK has its own. No one is using Snowbird City for drugs. Probably I have not seen anyone using Snowbird for drugs.
So it's good that we are using it.
I can't be.
See, if your application is already using, this is an advantage. See, if your application is already using Snowbird City implemented terminologies, then giving another set of medical related terminology in the same format will definitely benefit, in implementing that standard. If you are introducing one more terminology for different thing, for same application in same domain, like already there are different, standards are there. For same thing, for terminology itself, if you are introducing another standard, another code, and that code is, only specific to your country, this is something internationally accepted. See, standardization is way not short. So gradually people will come on board, they will agree to one standard and interaction will happen. So just developing standard for your own country is not a good idea, I think. So choosing a standard which is acceptable internationally and which has already done everything for us, which has already modeled data very well. Why not use that?
Can we continue this discussion over lunch? Until she's available. We can have-
So I'll just tell you where you can get this.
Release.
It's not really universally acceptable currently. So that's what I probably think.
So as a country, we don't have it. So at least one initiative is there, which is trying to get it.
Wouldn't it be great?
Records for India. You can download it from here, and another flat files that we have. It's a terminology integrated package, drug codes, and another common drug codes for India flat file package, which this just gives you the code and the term, because you in all applications like pharmacy you don't need complete terminology. So for those people we have, for those targeted people, we have these flat files which will just give you the code and the drug description. And this service bundle which I was talking about, which will give you another information about that drug. So you can go through the release notes of the every package, what all information it gives, extra information which is not there in Snowbird City. So drug information service bundle provides a RESTful APIs which will give you extra information about every information entity. So that's it. If you have any question, we can discuss now, or you can mail your queries to nrc-help. We will address your queries also. Or any problems, any modification that you think should be there or need to be corrected or suggest, you can anyway mail us.